And this is the verdict, that the light came into the world, but people preferred darkness to light, because their works were evil. For everyone who does wicked things hates the light, and does not come toward the light, so that his works might not be exposed. But whoever lives the truth comes to the light, so that his works may be clearly seen as done in God. John chapter 3, verses 19 through 21.
This verse always reminds me of the Lord of the Rings. Although I've never read the book, I've only seen the movie. But it reminds me of the final scene in the Mount Doom, when Frodo has been carrying this ring of power for the entire trilogy, and all he has to do is toss it into the river of lava. He has to just throw it. That's all he has to do is let go.
And it'll be destroyed.
It'll be destroyed. All evil will be destroyed. It'll be done. And he holds on to it. He can't quite let it go. He's broken, as we all are. He cannot quite let the darkness go. Right? He wants to hold on to it. The darkness, which is, we can say an analogy for evil, or the darkness that's within each of our hearts, is epitomized by this ring. It's a ring of, first of all, it's a ring of power that lets you have special abilities and control over other creatures. It's a symbol of greed, as it is made of gold. It's a symbol of vanity. They always show it perfectly shiny. It's never marred, never dirty. It's always perfectly shiny. It's vanity. It's something that's desired. And it's also a symbol of gossip. Every time someone looks at the ring, they hear whispering in their minds. They hear the ring talking to them. It's, in a way, it's that whispering that we hear in our minds whenever we want to gossip. And so, in many, many ways, this ring is a symbol of evil and of the sins that affect us all. And he can't quite let it go. But then we have Gollum, who throughout the whole series is this character that follows along. He originally owned the ring. It is taken from him, and he continually shows up. He is the creature hiding in the shadows. He, as John talks about, he is the shadow. Mm-hmm. And always hiding in the back. And we never really know truly if what his intentions are. He changes throughout the movie, throughout the series. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. Sometimes he wants to steal it back. We never know for sure what his intentions are. And then in this final scene, as Frodo cannot let go of the ring himself, it is actually Gollum who runs out and has to steal the ring from him. The evil inside of him had to come out of the darkness. Had to steal the ring from Frodo, and in that final act of greed, he falls into the river of lava with the ring. And the analogy that I have is that evil cannot exist forever in the darkness. It wants to come out. It wants to consume. It always wants to consume more, so much that it will eventually consume itself and then make itself known.
But what are the costs?
At human cost. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Frodo loses his finger to that incident. He gets bitten off. But in many other ways, evil, when it comes out, we can think of all of the great evils that have happened in our world, that they had human costs. And so we have to be aware that whenever that evil does come out, it's going to take lives. It's going to consume.
It's easy to think of evil being this dark presence outside of us. But there is evil within each of us. There's a potential for great good and for great evil. Alexander, how do you say his last name?
Solzhenitsyn.
He lived from 1918 to 1956. And he said, "Gradually it was disclosed to me that the line separating good and evil passes not through states, nor between classes, nor between political parties either, but right through every human heart, and through all human hearts. This line shifts. Inside us it oscillates with the years, and even within hearts overwhelmed by evil, one small bridgehead of good is retained. And even in the best of all hearts, there remains an unuprooted small corner of evil."
And this is a man who was imprisoned in Siberia during communist rule for speaking out
Against evil.
He still believed there is goodness in all, but it's not tied to states or parties. It is within each human heart.
So we must decide where that line is in our hearts. Are we going to hold on to that ring, whatever it is? Because we all are susceptible to some sort of evil, whether it's vanity or greed or power. Or are we going to let it go?
And so when we're in this time of uncertainty, evil is hiding in the darkness in many ways. The darkness is sanctuary, and we start to see every now and then little glimpses of it coming out. And it infects in ways that we don't think it does, that it would otherwise. It manifests in ways that we don't think it would otherwise. But it's in these times when we are in the constant struggle that we are in the valley of the shadow of death, right? Mm-hmm. That we should not fear that evil. It will be made known if we trust and that God will shelter us from that, right? If we put all of our trust in God, not in humans, not in man, not in institutions of man.
Not in governments, not in powers of this world.
Not in businesses, but in God. And that means that we also have to not succumb to those shadows. We have to not be a part of that gossip, be a part of those evils, be a part of that lust or the power, whatever it is. We have to let go of that ring, throw it away. It will consume us with it. Mm-hmm. Praise you, Jesus.
Praise you, Jesus. So, Jesus, we just ask that you protect us from the darkness, that you have the darkness come out of the shadows and consume itself without hurting any of the innocents, Lord. We just ask for your divine protection.
Shelter me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. God is my shepherd, so nothing shall I want. I rest in the meadows of faithfulness and love. I walk by the quiet waters of peace. Shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. My spirit shall sing the music of your name. Shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. Though I shall wander the valley of death, I fear no evil, for you are at my side. Your rod and your staff, my comfort and my hope. Shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. You have set me a banquet of love in the face of hatred, crowning me with love beyond my path to hope. Shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. Surely your kindness and mercy follow me all the days of my life. I will dwell in the house of my God forevermore. Shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life.
We love you.